Good morning, guys. Welcome to the TCS Ninja webinar program on technical session. So in this section, we will be covering programming logic section and also the coding section as we have done last 2 weeks. So I hope I am audible, guys, and let's get started. So in the first week, we saw a few basic programs with C programming, and then we got used to loops, programming construct, things like that. And in the second week, we concentrated a lot about linked list data structure. And this week, we will be concentrating more about stack data structures when it comes to coding section. So I've got more than 3 questions to be discussed today when it comes to coding section based on stacks. And also, we have got a lot of MCQs, programming logic based MCQs. So that will again test your skills on C programming and also a basic concept of data structures as well. So let's get started. So today our programming logic MCQs will be most probably focusing on the functions concepts of C. So and also the reason why we have taken functions is because functions is closely related with stacks. Yeah, so before starting off with our first question, I wanted to thank you guys for supporting us constantly by increasing the number of views and subscribing to our channel. So I'm very, very happy to announce that we have reached more than 3K subscribers with the last week webinar as well. And then for every video, we have got lots and lots of views. Thanks a lot for supporting, guys. And also, we hope that it is helping you. That is why we are constantly getting the subscribers and then the viewers. So hope you guys will share this video with all of your friends and ask them to view this video because it is going to help them in preparing for TCS Ninja. Not just for TCS Ninja, but for other companies as well who are basically into IT sector. Okay. So let's get started, guys. Thanks a lot for the support that you guys are providing us constantly. So let's move on to the first question for today. So as usual, just guess what could be the answer for this. Okay, guys. So in this particular question, if you observe, they have concentrated on 2 different topics. One is functions, the other one is pointers. So now if you know these 2 things, then you will be able to answer questions like this. Okay. So we have already discussed a lot about pointers in the last 2 weeks, but we have not focused on functions. So I thought I'll be focusing on functions as well as pointers today. So I hope the pointer concept is fairly understood by all of them based on the last 2 videos, last 2 webinars. So let me just focus on function concept here. So the first, however, the main function will get executed first. So int r is equal to 20. So that means, let's say my variable value and address of it. Now variable is r and then the value is 20 and address, let's assume that it is 1000. Now moving forward, the next line says star p is equal to ampersand of r. So that means my variable name is P, and then ampersand means, so I hope you guys will remember this, ampersand means address of, and star means content of. So P address of R, P is going to store address of R, and then let's assume that P is getting the address 2000. Now the moment you call a particular function, now what happens is the function call will put the control into this particular function. Right? Now foo of P, here the point you have to note down, guys, please be very careful. The variable names are same, that is here we have got P, and here as well we have got P. Okay, but actually speaking they both are different P's. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this variable as foo underscore P. Wherever P comes within this function, wherever P comes, I'm going to rename that P to foo underscore P. The reason why I'm doing it is because that is how the scoping of variables works in C. Okay, the first priority will be given to the local variable. So first preference will be given to the local variable, and then the next preference will be given to the global variable. Now local variables are the one which gets defined inside the function, and global variables are the one which gets defined outside the function. Okay guys, now I'm going to rename this as foo underscore P. So foo underscore P is going to have the same value as P, but it might have a different address since it is a different variable. Now here Q is equal to 10. Now let's rename Q as foo underscore Q, and that is going to have a value of 10, and that might get stored in address 4000. So all these addresses are basically dynamic values, and these are all assumptions. Okay, none of them might be true, so these are all just an assumption. Now next is P is going to store the address of Q. So the P that I'm speaking about here is actually foo underscore P is equal to address of foo underscore Q. So that's what this particular line means. So that means what? Now foo underscore P is going to store the address of foo underscore Q. So it's no more going to store the address of 1000, the address 1000. It is going to store address 4000. So the moment you come out of the function, all the local variables will get destroyed. So the local variables here are foo underscore P and foo underscore Q. So these two variables will be destroyed the moment you are coming out of the function. So once this is destroyed, now I'm coming back to this particular line. That means printf content of P. The content of P is actually 1000 here. Content of P is 20. So the output that you will get here is 20 and not 10. Okay. So let's do this again, guys. So if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. We will be able to reply to your queries directly in the video itself. So all your doubts will get cleared in the live session. Okay. So if you have any questions, please put it in the comments. Please put it in the chat, so I'll be able to answer them. So I hope this is clear. But anyway, I have a lot of other questions which will give you the same kind of concept, in which they have tested the same kind of concept last time. Okay. So this is again a question which is very, very easy. And again, this is based on function concepts. Okay. So for example, guys, so foo 1, 2. Okay. Now how functions work is, functions works on positional parameters. Okay. We call it as positional parameters. Now, what is that positional parameter? So again, it is a simple one. 1 will get stored in A and 2 will get stored in B. Okay, that's what we call it as positional parameters. Now, the moment I say this, here again, if you observe, A becomes foo underscore A. This particular A, I'm speaking about foo underscore A, and then this will become foo underscore B. So foo underscore A is going to have a value of 1, foo underscore B is going to have a value of 2, and this might be having some address 1000 and it might be having some address 2000. Now int C is equal to A plus B. Now again, if you see, this will become foo underscore C, and that will be foo underscore A plus foo underscore B. So when I am rewriting this particular statement, it becomes foo underscore C is equal to foo underscore A plus foo underscore B. So now it means foo underscore C is going to have value of 3 and it might be stored in any address. So here the challenge is, guys, you guys very well know when you come out of the function, I'll write the rule here. Do not forget this rule. When you come out of the function, destroy all the local variables. Please do not forget this rule. This is most important rule, and with the same rule, in order to know whether the candidate knows this particular rule or not, TCS is going to have a lot of function oriented question. Okay, but all they are testing is, do you know this rule or not? Out of this, when you come out of the function, you have to destroy all the local variables. Okay, so if I'm going to come out of this particular function, it will be putting me into this particular line, that is this printf line, but all the local variables would have already got destroyed. So the local variables here are the variables which starts with foo underscore. That means foo underscore A is destroyed, foo underscore B is also destroyed, and foo underscore C is also destroyed. So that means I will not be having any variable called as C here. So this will give me an error stating that C is not defined. So this clearly shows that whenever you come out of a particular functions, all the local variables should get destroyed. Then that happens by default. Okay, so automatically C will not be defined here. So that is the reason why this particular program is giving an error. So now let's go to the next one, and again this will prove you certain things. This will give us a lot of other ideas as well. So again, in this question, guys, I have a variable called as C. C is equal to 15. So I'm going to make the use of, okay, something like this. So here, if you see, C is equal to 15. Now, if you observe the last time, we were using positional parameters. Now that means what? Variable A will have value 1, variable B will have value 2, variable C will have this particular value. Value of C is actually 15 here. Okay, but of course I need to rename all these variables as foo underscore, because all these three variables are local variables. Now local variables are the ones which are getting defined inside a function. We have already discussed that, right? So I'm going to rename all these variables as foo underscore A is going to have the value 1, foo underscore B is going to have the value 2, and foo underscore C is going to have value as same as this C, right, which is nothing but 15. Now again, guys, if you would have observed how I was rewriting the statement last time for the last question, we can rewrite the statement for this question as well. So now this becomes foo underscore C is equal to foo underscore A plus foo underscore B. Now that will bring us to the value of 1, plus 2, and that will be stored in foo underscore c, which is nothing but foo underscore c will become 3. Now if you observe, this c is not getting disturbed at all. So what we need to change is foo underscore c, and foo underscore c is here. So we need to change the value of foo underscore c and not c. Okay. Why not c? Because foo underscore c is a local variable and that will get the highest preference. So guys, again, I would like to revisit the first rule. The first rule is whenever you come out of a particular function, you delete all the local variables. That is our rule number 1, right? Rule number 1 is when you come out of the function, delete all the local variables. Okay. Now, rule number 2 is local variables get more priority. Higher preference, right? So when you see the rule number 2, that is what is getting applied here. The local variable is foo underscore c and the normal variable is c. So you look, foo underscore c is going to get value 3. Okay. Now when you're going to come out of the function, you will be inside this, I mean, you will be coming out of this foo and then you will be getting inside printf. Now when you're getting inside printf, you need to destroy all the local variables. The local variables, what I mean by local variables, foo underscore c will get destroyed, foo underscore b will get destroyed, and foo underscore a will also get destroyed. Now that means value c will get printed. Now value c is storing, variable c is storing value 15. So the output of this particular program in this particular printf will give us 15 and not 3. Now, sometimes what they will do is they will take this particular line and then they will change it as printf percentage x comma c. Okay. So x stands for hexadecimal, guys. So hexadecimal value of 15 is f. So this line will print the value f, a character f. Okay. This will not print 15, this will print f because x stands for hexadecimal. Hexadecimal equivalent of 15 is f. Hexadecimal equivalent of 10 is a, likewise. Okay. So make sure what kind of format specifier that they are using and then select the answer. So the options might be little confusing. So what I would suggest is there are many methods, many proven methods in order to solve MCQs. Like for example, option elimination method. So you just start eliminating which is not right. So that particular method you can use. So there are many other methods as well. So in this case, what we have to do is based on the options, you will get an idea. So you will not go wrong. For example, if one of the options should be f. So if you get f and then if you are printing an integer, so make sure what kind of format specifier that they are using. So with that, you will be able to easily understand what actually they are looking out for. Okay. So make sure that you are seeing all the options, you are reading all the options and then clicking on the right answer. Okay. So what happens is in a hurry, what we might do is we might just see the first option and then we will say, okay, this is going to be the right option and then we will select. So do not do that mistake. Make sure that you are right, you are reading all the options and then answering it right. So let's move on to the question number 4. Okay, so let me take your help here. So guys, you just have to put what do you think is the correct answer for this particular question. Okay, so you can predict the output of this question and let me know over the chat, live chat. I'll be able to validate that, and of course we are going to discuss this question. So let me check if we are able to answer it right or not. Make use of the method that I have given you guys. You can make use of foo underscore a and foo underscore b and then foo underscore temp. You will definitely be able to get the right answer. So once you are doing it, please update it in the live chat. Okay, great. So I'm getting a mixed response. So let me explain this in a way that we can understand it clearly. So again, as I told you guys, if you just rename the variables into foo and then or swap or something like that, you will be able to easily understand. Okay. So here we have A and B. So A gets the value of 5, and then B gets the value of 10. And now swap of A comma B. So now that will push us to this particular function, and I'm going to rename swap A and swap B. Swap underscore A gets the value 5, and swap underscore B gets the value 10. Right? Now once this is done, I am also going to take one more variable that's called as temp, and I'm going to say this as swap underscore temp. And swap underscore temp is going to have the value of swap underscore A. Because you guys remember, whenever you are mentioning A here inside the function, you need to rename this as swap underscore A. So that means it will become swap underscore A is 5. Now this particular line will get rewritten as swap underscore A is equal to swap underscore B. So that means swap underscore A will now have value 10. The next line says B is equal to temp. Again, I'm going to rename this as swap underscore B is equal to swap underscore temp. Now that means swap underscore B is now going to have value 5. Now once this is clear, guys, of course the value got swapped. Swap underscore A and swap underscore B got swapped, but all these three variables are inside swap. Now we very well know that whenever we come out of a particular function, we need to destroy all the local variables. Now whenever we are destroying all the local variables, whatever the variable that starts with swap, you need to delete all those variables, right? So when you are deleting all those variables, this gets deleted, this gets deleted, and this gets deleted. Now once you are out of the function, you will be inside this printf statement. Now you just have to print the value of A and print the value of B. Value of A is 5 and value of B is 10. So the answer for this particular question will be 5 space 10. And it is not 10 space 5, it will be 5 space 10. So those who have answered it right, bingo. But who have answered it wrong, so please follow this particular method and you should be able to answer this right next time. Okay. So you just have to rename the variables as swap underscore. You will be definitely be able to answer this right next time. So for functions in actual terminologies, in tech terminologies, we have two different things. One is called as call by value, and the other one is called as call by reference. But see guys, do not go just by this. Do not go just by this, because there might be a lots and lots of confusion in this. Okay. So please do not only follow this method. If you can visualize the things, if you can write it like this, if you can understand what is local and what is global variables, you should be able to answer this question. Okay. So what if we need to actually swap the value as 10 and 5? Yeah, I got it. So do not worry, our next thing will be like that. Okay, our next program, we will be writing it like that. Okay. So here the next question is having call by reference. Okay, again guys, do not go by this only call by reference, call by value. Do not go by that. So just focus on getting these things right. Okay. Okay, okay, so here how it works is again simple. So A will be having 5 and then B has 10. Now let's assume that A's address is 1000 and let's assume that B's address is 2000. Now again based on pointers, we know that ampersand is address and star is content. We know this concept. So based on that, what we are going to do is you're going to pass the address of A and pass the address of B. So this time, now this one foo underscore A is actually a pointer and that will be holding the address of A, and foo underscore B is going to hold the address of B and not B itself. Now next is foo underscore temp or swap underscore temp in this case actually. So underscore temp is equal to content of swap underscore A. Now content of swap underscore A will be content of 1000. Now if it is content of 1000, you just have to check where 1000 is. Maybe this would be like 3000 and this would be like some 5000. Now where is 1000? 1000 is here, and what is the content of 1000? Content of 1000 is 5. So I'm going to put 4 underscore temp as 5, and this could be stored in some 8000. So now what happens after that is content of A is equal to content of B. That means content of 5 for content of 2K, content of 2K will become content of 1000. Now that means content of 1000 is 5. So you just have to change content of 2K as 5. So 10 get overwritten and then the value will be 5 here. And the next statement says content of B is equal to temp. That means what? Content of B is 2K. So sorry guys, this one is content of 1000 will become content of 2K. Right? So this is content of 1K is equal to content of 2K because content of A should get changed. That means content of 1000 will get changed here. So that means it will be content of 1000 should get changed to 10. And next is content of B. That means content of 2000 will have value temp. Temp is 5. So that means content of 2000 will get changed to 5. Now, once you are coming out of this particular function, now all these variables should get destroyed. This one will get destroyed, this one will get destroyed, and this one will also get destroyed. Now that means Here, if you observe, all these local variables got deleted, but still my b value got changed to 5 and then a value got changed to 10. So that means here I will be printing 10 and then 5. I hope this is clear, guys. So I'll also would like to explain you in a by taking few more examples as well. Again, this will improve the way that we are handling the pointers, and then it will give you a lot of insights about pointers as well. So these kind of questions, you would have seen it in TCS Ninja before, the previous year question papers if you have downloaded. So you will also be able to see these kind of questions a lot. Okay, pointer based functions questions. So if you see here, if I have int a as 5 and then int b as 10, now if you can get me what will this get, what will be printed here, then we will be able to understand it in a better way. So let me again give you few more questions here. Guys, what do you think will be the answer for this question? Let me zoom this a little bit. Yeah, guys, what do you think is the answer for this question? Got it. Okay, let me change this question a little bit. Now, what do you think will be the answer for this one? Okay, guys, so I'm going to execute this and then show you what will be the output. So you can also use this online editor. Online editor link for the online editor will also be we will also give it in the link description below the video, but if you want, you can also note it down from here. So this is the link for the online editor that I'm using. So you can also use the same online editor. You can take a screenshot of it and then you can use it whenever you want. Guys, you can see the answer is 5 and 10. So the why the answer is 5 and 10, let me explain that to you guys. Again, it is for a very simple reason. That's why I have told you, please do not just go with pass by reference and pass by value. There are more in-depth concept to this particular these kind of questions. Okay, that's what I was telling you guys. So I'll explain this to you. Again, these kind of questions are simple, guys. So initially a is equal to 5. So I'm going to say a is equal to 5 and then b is equal to 10. This is also done. Now what I'm passing is I'm passing the address of a and I'm passing the address of b to swap underscore a and then to swap underscore b. So that means swap underscore a will have address of a, which could be like 1000. This could be like 2000. So address of a, and maybe let us have this address as 3000, and b swap underscore b is going to have the address of b. That means 2k. let's put some random address here. Okay. Now what happens is A is equal to null and B is equal to null. Now what I am speaking about, this A and B are swap underscore A and swap underscore B, since local variables get more priority than the other variables, right? So that means swap underscore A, now actually swap underscore A was pointing to 1000, but now it will not point to 1000, it will point to null. Now swap underscore B was pointing to 2000, and now that is going to point to null. Null in C is nothing, right guys? So that will also point to null, and this will also be pointing to null. Now once these two are pointing to null, do I have anything inside the function? I don't have anything inside the function, so I'm going to come out of the function directly to this printf. Now when I'm coming out of this function, we very well know that we need to erase swap underscore A and swap underscore B. So when I'm erasing swap underscore A and swap underscore B, these two are gone. So when these two are gone, now what I have is A is 5 and then B is 10. So still the values are not getting changed. Still the value is not getting affected. Okay. So do not just go by the words, like if it is passed by reference, the values are getting changed. If it is passed by value, then the values will not get changed. Do not read like this, because what happens inside, if we are able to visualize like this, then only it will be able to, you will be able to answer these kind of questions properly. Okay. Do not just go by, okay, pass by reference means it will get changed, pass by value means it will not get changed. Not like that. So even for pass by values, if you have a global variable, or if you are going to return some values, then also you might be able to see the difference. Okay. So just don't go by the words of pass by value and pass by reference. Understand the question, understand why they are asking these kind of question, understand the intention of the checking, the purpose behind these kind of questions, and then because of that you will be able to answer this right. Okay. So let's move on to the coding question, guys. So more function questions and more pointer based questions, I will be uploading it as a zip file. So I hope you would have downloaded the last week zip file, so that would have contained lots and lots of coding questions answers. And this week as well, I'm going to send you the zip file, which will be available around 1:30 in the description of the same video. Okay, you can just come back and download that entire zip file. So that is going to contain the solution for all the questions that we have discussed. Apart from that, more questions and then more solutions as well. Okay, so we solve all the problems for you guys. So we give the question and then we also give you the solution for the same. Okay, so check it around 1:30 in the same video. The description below that will contain a link for downloading a zip file. All you have to do is come around 1:30, just click on that. You will be able to take every zip file. Okay. Yeah. So let me just address one more question. What if this is null? Okay. Now this means clearly we know that star means content off, right? So if it is content off, now we will not be putting here, we will not be erasing this here, but we will be erasing directly here. Okay, so we will be directly erasing 5 and we will be directly erasing 10 and then putting null over there. So in that case, yes, it will get changed. You will get 0 and 0. So, yes. Okay. Okay, guys, so let's proceed to the coding questions. So today we will be discussing 3 or 4 coding questions, and those will be based on stack data structure. Okay. So before even proceeding to the coding question, I would just like to brush you the concept of stack. Even if you are a non-CS student, don't worry. This particular explanation will be pretty much easy, like how it was for functions. Okay. So it will be simple. You just have to focus on this. I'll tell you how stack works. Okay, so stack is we call stack as LIFO, guys, last in first out. Okay, now this is how a stack will look like roughly. Okay, now what happens in stack is like few operations that we can perform on the top of stack. One is called as push, other one is called as pop, and checking is empty, and checking is overflow. Okay. Now stack comes with a very specific size. Even in your computer memory, stack comes with a specific size, which can start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Okay. It can go up till n, whatever the n value is, but it is specific size. So if you are going to have a specific size data structure, then the best way to implement that is, we all know that it is array. Right. Now push operation is actually insertion, insert an element. Pop operation is actually deleting an element. Is empty is checking if the stack is empty or not, and is overflow is for checking the stack is full or not. Okay. So initially when we start a particular stack, now stack has only one entry point. Stack can, the elements of in a particular stack can get entered in only one particular direction, and we are going to call that direction as top. So now what we are going to do is, we are going to code for all these kind of operations, not just the basic stack. Using the stack, we are going to solve few coding questions which were asked in previous years in TCS Ninja. Okay. So it's a national qualifier test case. That means that you will be competing with the entire pan India. So we have analyzed and got you few questions to get you covered. Okay. So what we are going to do is, we are going to take one stack. That means, so I'm going to code it live, which is available after this end of the video. It will be available as a text file with you for you guys. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to take one stack which is of array, and you can give it a size 100, 200, whatever. So I'm going to take it as integer stack, which can hold 100 values. Okay. So now it's just an array which can contain 100 values, right? That's it. So that's what is stack. And what I'm going to do is, so initially when I'm going to start the stack, I'm going to take the top value as, so remember guys, top is the only way to enter and then get exited from the stack. Okay. Entry and exit both happens via top. Okay. So initially I'm going to keep my top value as -1. So that means what? This is my stack. Let's say this is my stack. Now this is 0th index, first index, second index, third index, and fourth index, and so on. Now my top will have -1. That means my top is pointing here, right? So I'm going to say my top is going to point to -1. Okay. So let us code for push. Push means what, guys? Push means insertion. Okay. That means I will be needing an element. That element will be passed as a parameter. Okay. So now if I'm going to push something into the stack, and now what I have to do is, since my top value is in -1, I need to first increment the top and then insert the value. Okay. So first increment the top and then insert the value. So that means what? I'm going to increment the top and then insert the value. Right. This is fair enough, right? Done. Completed. So the push is done. So the next operation is pop. Now let's assume that I have inserted all the values. Since it's an integer stack, I'm going to take 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So that means After inserting all the values, my top will be pointing to the last index of an array. That means my top will be pointing here. Now, once my top is pointing here, how will I pop it? So how will I delete the element 50? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to store the element 50 somewhere, and then I'm going to decrement top, and I will return this element. See guys, what you have to remember is, for push operation, you did top plus plus and then store the value. For pop, what you are going to do is, you store the value and then do top minus minus, right? As simple as that. So what I'm going to do is, I'll say void pop. I'm going to store it in a value, in a particular variable. It could be any variable. I'm just taking it as element. I'm storing what is there in the top, and then I'm decrementing the top. As simple as that. So pop is done. But when I'm going to return the element, it'll look like this, return element. But the problem is, here I have the return type as void. For pop, I'm going to change it to int, and then return element. Also done. So push and pop, both the functions are done. Okay. Now let's look at the problem that they have given last time. So last time what they have given is, you have to evaluate the postfix expression. Okay. So the postfix expression is actually getting evaluated like this, guys. So postfix expression is basically follows this particular strategy. Okay, so that's what postfix expression is. So if you don't know what is postfix and infix and prefix, so please watch my previous video. So in that particular previous video, we would have discussed in detail about postfix, prefix, and then infix for a tree, for a given tree. And this is also same for a postfix expression, mathematical, any kind of mathematical expression. Okay. So how do we evaluate postfix expression? We evaluate postfix expression using a particular stack. Okay. Any stack. So let's assume we'll take one particular stack. We are taking one stack. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the input and then go from here to here. Means left to right. So left to right, you parse the given string. Yes, Animesh, I'll give you why we have to return that in few minutes. Okay, just hold on. Watch the video till the end. You will get the answer for your questions. Okay. So left to right, and I'm going to go by character by character. Okay. So I'm going to take one particular string and I'm going to go character by character and print them and check if I'm able to do it or not. Okay. Very, very simple logic, guys. I'm going to take one string. Str, or it could be anything, input or whatever. And here I'm going to take 2, 3 plus. And if we have to, so if we have to go and then print each and every character of a string, what we have to do is, we have to go through a for loop, which everybody knows. Right? And then here, strings in C are represented as character arrays only. Right? So I can print each and every character like this. But here the problem is, I don't have what is length. So I'm going to declare length. And length will have actually the length of the given string. So the length of the given string can be obtained via a function strlen of the variable name. But here the point is, guys, in strlen, if we have to use that particular function like strlen, we need to include another library. We need to include another library file, that is header file, that we call it as string.h. So if you come here, your error is gone. So let me just check if we are able to print that or not. So I'm going to print character by character a given string. Okay. So I'm able to print every character in a particular given string one by one. So the first problem for us is solved. So once I'm doing character by character, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to check if the character is operand or operator. So in this particular question, I'm going to fix the character, the operators that a particular user can have. So operator or operand. So operator could be anything like plus, minus, divide, and multiply. So I'm going to restrict only to these four operations. We can similarly use any other operators as well. Yeah, I'll repeat the string statement. I'll go again here. Guys, in C program, the strings are represented as character array. Okay, that's it. A very, very simple one. So here in C program, how do we declare a string? How do we have a value for a string? So that line number 18 will give you the answer. Okay, so we can either use star here, or you can also do like this: str of 3 equals 2 3 plus. This also we can do. For example, let's say here you are going to have Ethnus, which is of 5 characters. So here you can give 6, right? This is of 6 characters. So here you can give 6. So likewise, see, since we don't know, if we don't know how many characters will be there in a particular given string, what we can do is we can use star here. Okay, so instead of giving the string length, we can directly give a star here, which will dynamically accept even if there are many number of characters. Yeah, Rachna, we are going to initially do for this, and then we are going to ask the user to enter this. Okay, so it is same. So initially we are going to work on this particular test case, and we are going to push this test case to all the other cases as well. So I'll be changing the input. We will be asking the user to enter. That's a very simple one. All we have to do is just take one scanf and then do it. Okay, so that we will do it. So this is done. Once this is done, all I'm going to do is I'm going to check if it is an operator or operand. So for checking if it is an operator, we have fixed characters, that is plus, minus, divide, and then star. So this means what? Multiply likewise. Okay, so this is multiply, division, subtraction, and then addition. So what I'm going to do is initially I'm going to check if the particular string is, if the particular character is plus or not. So in order to do that, you can either use if else statement, or you can also use switch case. Yeah, Animish, you can do it for any kind of operators, but right now I'm going to stick on to 4. You can do the same copy paste, and then you can do for 20, 25, 35 operators. Okay, whatever the number of operators, all you have to do is just add one more case statement. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to show you that how. So initially I'm going to use switch case. Okay, so here I will be passing str of I. That means a single character for a switch case. Now case 1 is plus. Okay, so if it is plus, what I am going to do, so I'm just going to say it is addition. Likewise, I'll copy for multiplication, subtraction, and division as well. Okay. Now guys, let's get to the concept and then check what we have to do if it is an operator and if it is an operand. So if it is an operator, if it is an operand, so if you go from left to right, first you will have operand only, right? So if it is an operand, what we have to do is we just have to push this operand to the stack. Okay. So I'm going to say if it is operand, push. That's it. Very simple. Guys, even after this session, the video is actually getting recorded. Even after this session, around 1:30, the video will be again available in YouTube. Okay, so you can watch it how many ever times you want. Still, you will be able to get whatever I said. Everything is getting recorded live. Okay, so you will be getting this recorded video. Do not worry about the connection. Okay, even if you are not able to view now, so don't worry, you will definitely get the recorded session. The recorded sessions for the previous webinars are also available. So I request you to go and check it out. So 2, we have to just push it. And again 3 comes. So the first character is 2. I pushed it. Now next character is 3. Again, I'm going to push it. Okay. Now, but the next character is plus. Okay. So if we are getting operator, if we are getting an operator, what we are going to do is we are going to pop 2 elements. Okay, pop. That means we are going to pop 2 different elements, and then we are going to do the operation. Let's say this is A and this is B, and let's say the operator is plus. What we are going to do is we are going to take A and then plus B, and then we are going to push this. Okay, guys. So as simple as that. If it is operand, just push it. If it is operator, you take pop 2 elements, and then perform the operation and take the output of it and then push it. Okay, simple guys. If it is operand, just push it. If it is operator, pop 2 elements, perform the operation and then push it. That's what we are going to do. For example, here if it is plus, you are going to pop 2 elements. So if you are going to pop 2 elements, A will become 3 and B will become 2. Okay, we are going to pop 2 elements and perform A plus B. A plus B will become 5 and push 5. Now once you do that, your stack will get changed like this. The moment you pop, it will be deleted, right? So it will become like this. Yeah, how do we know which is operand and operator? By using a switch case. So that is what I was about to code. So do not worry, we will be coding now. Okay. So if it is operand, just push it. If it is operator, pop 2 elements and then push it. Okay. Pop 2 elements, perform the operation, and the resultant value we are going to push it. Okay. So if it is operator, guys, one of this case will get executed. Am I right? If it is operator, that means if it is plus, if it is minus, or if it is division, or if it is anything, any operator, this one will, any one of this switch will get executed. If not, default will get executed. Right, guys? So default will get executed. Okay, so let us check just by putting one printf statement in all. Okay guys, so here first I'm going to print the character. If you have to print the character, we have seen how do we have to do it. So we have to just take str of I and then print it. That's what we did, right? So all I'm going to do is just do a printf and then check it. If it is default, then it means it is operand. If it is getting stuck in any one of this case, then it means it is, this is for add, this is for mul, this is for sub, and then this is for div. So I'm gonna add a new line after every printf. This is to give you the output properly. Okay. Now let's run this and then check. Oops, this is Ethnus, so I'm going to change it as 23 plus and run. Now guys, if you see this clearly, this says this is for operand, this is for operand, and this is for add. So that means I'm able to clearly identify whether it is an operand or an operator by using a switch case. The switch case is here. You can just check it out. So if it is str of I, then it is, if it is plus, then it is for add, star means mul, minus means sub, division means div, and then by default it is operand. If it is not matching any of this case, then it is an operand. So that is an understood one, right? That's a fact. So what I'm going to do here is, if it is an operand, we know what we have to do. We just have to push it, right? So I'm going to say push a of I. Str of I. All we have to do is we just have to push it. But here the problem, guys, the str of I is actually a character, right? It is so for example, number 2 or number 1 or number 0, we are not identifying it as an integer, but we are identifying it as a character. So what I'm going to do here is, guys, again I will just tell you one important point in C. So every character in C is stored in ASCII value, right? So every character has an ASCII value. So likewise, what we are going to do is here we are going to print the ASCII value of character 0 and then check what is that. Okay, this is not numeric 0, this is not integer 0, this is character 0. Okay, so you can see it is 48. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, if I'm doing minus 48, that is negative of 48, 0, negative of 48, then you will be able to see integer 0. Okay, for example, if I have number 30 here, sorry, number 3 here, and then negative of 48 will give us integer 3. Okay, guys, simple this is. So you have a character here and then you negate it with 48. Why 48? Because that is what character 0 is. You can also type character 0, that is also going to give you the same result. For example, character 0 minus character 0 would give you 0. Character 8 negative of 0 will give you 8. Okay, this is a pure ASCII value based calculation. That is what C uses. Okay, so once we understand this, what I'm going to do here is, I want to push integer elements. Now if you go above and then see what we have to push, we only have to push the integer element, but actually speaking this is a character. So I'm going to change this to an integer by negating it with 48. Now why 48? Because I got to know that ASCII value of 0 is 48. That is the reason why I'm negating it with 48. If you are doing it with ABC, then you are going to negate it with 65. Okay, so if you're going to do with ABC, then it is negation with 65, because ASCII value of A is 65. Okay, Now once this is done, let's just run this code. So guys, you can clearly understand that for this I am able to push that value. If it is an operand, you can see for 2 and 3 we didn't print anything, but for plus I'm able to print. This is for add. Now once it is done, I'm going to just code for add now. So what we have to do guys, we just have to pop and store it in A. You guys remember, I think. So we will be storing it in A. So I'm going to take two variables in A and then B, so that I need not declare again and again. So I'm going to store it in A and I'm going to store it in B, because 2 times we have to pop. That's the algorithm, right? So if you go here and then check, if it is operator, you just have to pop 2 times and perform the operation and push it back. No Shanmuga Priya, we can directly use character 0 here, no problem at all. Okay, we can directly use character 0 here, no problem. It will not reflect anything. Okay, so I'm going to do a 2 pop A and B and perform the operation, perform this operation, and then push this value to the stack. Push the resultant value to the stack. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for all the other cases as well. All I have to change here is just put a multiplication. Again, all I have to do here is put subtraction. Again here, all I have to do is divide. Okay. Once all of this is done, once I'm coming out of this particular loop, I just have to print what is there in the stack. Guys, you remember we did 2 3 plus. When we did 2 3 plus, the last value which was there in the stack is 5. Right? This was the last value which was available in the stack. So I'm just going to take that particular value and then print it. We will get that if we use pop. Now let's run this code and then check. So the answer is 5. So I'm going to remove all the print statements other than this. So the answer is 5. Guys, one more very important thing, that is the moment you write something else in printf statement other than what they are expecting, please do not print anything. Otherwise what will happen is it will not be able to process your output. Okay, even if your answer is right, even then they will not be able to award you marks. Okay, Ayush and Animesh, it should be B minus A instead of A minus B. So that's where I have explained in the last time what is LRN and what is. So there are 3 things, guys. Please make a note of it. This is postfix LRN. So that means left node occurs first, right node occurs next, and then node. Okay, and then root node. Okay, so correct, exactly, guys. So please make sure that you are having a base knowledge about this. And then this is for postfix. This is for prefix. Prefix is NLR. And then infix is LNR. Okay. L stands for left. R stands for right. And N stands for node. Okay, guys. Now, if you observe this 2, 3, plus in postfix will get rewritten as 2 plus 3, okay, in infix. Right now, this is where I am popping out like this. Okay, so make sure that you are doing it right. That's about it, nothing. So you just have to go and then check it out, this particular value, LNR, NLR, and then LRN. So this is a basic tree concept. So from there I'm getting this idea of doing the calculation. Okay, now if you pass any value here, if you change this particular value to any other postfix expression, you should be able to see the correct output. Okay, it doesn't matter what kind of expression that guy is using, because we have almost covered plus, multiply, negation, and then division. So even in your TCS Ninja question paper, they will be clearly giving guys what they are expecting. Okay, meaning what kind of operators you will be getting it in the string. So that also they will be directly giving you. Okay, so Gopi, 235 plus is actually a wrong postfix evaluation, because 3 operands are there and then only 1 operator is there. Okay, check your postfix expression and then we will proceed to the next one. Okay, so guys, this particular code will be available to you. You can download it. No, not for only 2 variables. It can work up to any length. Okay, any length, but it should be a postfix. That's it. Since your postfix expression is wrong, it is wrong. Okay, for example, 235 plus, here we have 3 operands and only 1 operator, right? That itself is wrong. Let's move on to the next one, guys. This is again a very similar one. That is, what will we have if we have to write a program for evaluating the balanced brackets. Okay, so balanced bracket in the sense, we just have to check if the brackets are balanced. For example, here you have an open braces, you have a open braces, close braces, and then open braces. So this is perfectly balanced, and then you have this, right? It's perfect. Now at the same time here, if you see, this is open and then close, again close and then open, and then one more close is there, which is wrong. Okay, so if you have to do like this, again it's a stack concept. So I will just give you the logic, guys, and the code will be available, because we can complete the last one. Last one is a little different one. We can focus on the last one. Okay, that is for that reason I'm just telling you. Okay, so if we have time, we will again come back to this particular question, but anyway I'm going to explain you the logic. So the logic here, guys, again we need to take, for let's say, open braces, close and then close, and again open and close. Okay, so now here over the whole point is, again I will come from left to right, and if it is an open braces, I'm going to push it to the stack. Okay, so if it is an open braces, I'll push it to the stack, and next is again on open braces, I'll push it to the stack. And now if I'm getting a close braces, all I have to do is just pop it out. Okay, pop 1 open braces from the stack. So that means I'm going to have only 1 open braces. And now when it is again a close braces, again you just have to pop it out of the stack. So now my stack becomes empty. Next is open. Now if it is open, what you have to do is you just have to push it onto the stack, right? Meaning 1 open braces, we just have to push it to the stack. And again, when we are getting a close braces, we just have to pop it out of the stack, and your stack remains empty. So when you have completed processing the entire string, if the stack is empty, then it is balanced string. If the stack is not empty, then it is not a balanced string. That's it. So that is what we are going to check now. Okay, so now let us do the same thing for this expression. That is, it is having one more close braces here. Now guys, I have already processed these two, and this is the diagram for this. And for this close braces, you are going to pop out one more bracket, and that becomes only one bracket here. And for another close braces, you might have to again pop up one more element, and that will make your stack empty. But now, in our case, in this particular example, what happens is they have given us one close braces. Now, when they have given us one particular close braces, what happens is, if we have one close braces, we have to pop. But the stack itself is empty. That means we will not be able to pop anything. That means what? Your expression is invalid. It is not balanced. The bracket is not balanced. Okay, so the question Kavya asks is, if we can get the number of open and close parentheses and then print yes if they are equal, will it not be sufficient? For some test cases, yes, but for not all the test cases. For example, if I am going to give you a balance, if I'm going to give you the input like this, one close braces and then one open braces, you will be still printing yes, but it is not balanced, right? This is not balanced. So open braces and close braces are same. Number of open braces and close braces are same, but it is not balanced. Balanced meaning, for example, if you are in an arithmetic expression, you have to open, and then that particular open should get closed somewhere, right? That's the whole point. So you cannot just open the braces here and then you have A, B, C, D or something like that here and then close the braces here, right? So that is, even here the open braces and closed braces are same, but this doesn't make any sense for us, right? So that kind of a evaluation that you have to do now. So guys, it's very simple logic here. The algorithm is, so let me just give you the brief of the algorithm and we will move on to the next one. And if we have time, we'll again come back and we can write the logic for this. So algorithm is, guys, yeah, I'll again explain the algorithm. So the algorithm is simple. If it is open braces, if you are encountering an open braces, all you have to do is push to the stack. Okay, that's it. Now see, or otherwise it will be a close braces, right? That's it. So if it is a close braces, pop one element from the stack. Now this is the base. Okay, this is the very basic thing. But now if it is a close braces, you're going to pop one element, right? But if the stack itself is empty, what are we going to pop, right? So for that reason, what I'm going to do is, before popping the element from the stack, we just have to check if it is empty or not. If the stack is not empty, then pop the element. Okay, so if the stack is empty, what we can do is, if the stack is not empty, if the stack is not empty, then pop the element. That's fair enough. But if the stack is not, if the stack is empty itself, then directly you can print invalid. Okay. Now, for this is for each character. Okay. For each bracket. Okay. Or for each character, this is what we are going to do. Now, after coming out, when we are coming out, remember guys, what we have to do? We just have to check if it is empty or not. If the stack is empty, then it means it is valid. If the stack is not empty, again it is not valid. So again we are going to just check if the stack is empty, valid, else invalid. So this is the algorithm for the question that we have discussed. Okay. You can make a screenshot of this, guys. You can make that as a screenshot. But anyway, this will be available to you as a code itself. You don't have to worry. So in order to check if the stack is empty or not, guys, simple. If the top is -1, then the stack is empty, right? So we discussed it. You guys remember? So the top value initially starts with -1, right? So when initially the top value is -1, then it means what? It is empty. That's it, right? So if the top value is just -1, we can easily say that the stack is empty. As simple as that. Okay, if the top value is 0, or if the top value is 1, or if the top value is 4 or something like that, then it means that stack is not empty, but otherwise the stack is empty. If it is -1, then it is empty, right? So we will be able to evaluate by using the top value itself if it is empty or not. Let's go to the next question, guys. Just observe this question. We are going to convert prefix to infix. Just observe this question once. Yes, Ryan, in the zip file, you will have the questions along with the code, okay, along with the solution. You will have all the questions along with the answers in the zip file. You don't have to worry about it, okay? Okay, guys, so this is actually a very simple one. Again, we might be using the stack for this, but since this is a prefix expression, we are going to come from right to left, okay, since it is a prefix expression. So for example, let's say plus AB minus CD. What we are going to do is we are going to come from right to left, okay, and we are going to keep pushing the operands to the stack, okay. So for example, first character is D. I'm going to make a use of one simple stack, and I'm going to push D to this. And next character is C. Again, I'm going to push this to C. Again, I'm explaining only the logic, guys. So once the logic is clear, we can proceed, and then we will be coding it, okay. Now I have negative, okay. So the moment I have one negative, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop two elements. Again, the same thing, guys. I'm going to pop two elements, and I'm going to do one braces. I'm going to add one braces, put the first element, negation, that is negative, whatever the operator is, put the operator, and put the second one, and then close the braces, okay. Again, I'll repeat, guys. I'll take open braces, first popped element, first pop, operator, second pop, and then close. So I'm going to construct this string and I'm going to insert it back to the stack. Now, if you guys remember what was in the stack, C and D, and we popped both of them. So that means nothing will be there now. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to enter this entire string into the stack. Okay. Next, what I'm getting is B. So just push it to the stack. You guys know that if it is an operand, just push it to the stack. And then A means just push it to the stack again. Guys, if it is prefix, right to left. If it is postfix, left to right. That's it. Okay. Prefix means you will have operator first. Simple, guys. You just have to watch the last webinar. Prefix means you will have operator first. Guys, are you able to understand this? See, this is operator first. Right? Now, postfix means what you have got 2 plus 3, right? So if it is 2 plus 3, then operator is coming at the last. So postfix means operator last. Okay. So if it is operator first, then you have to come from right to left. If it is operator last, then you have to come from left to right. That's it. As simple as that. Because see, initially when you are parsing, if you are coming from this side, let's say if I am coming from left to right. Okay. What is operator? Operator means you'll have to pop 2 elements and then do the operation, right? We will not even have any operand if we come from left to right. So that means what? That will be completely wrong. Even before evaluating the entire code, we are saying that is invalid expression, right? So we will not be able to do anything. So that is the reason we have to come from right to left so that we are getting all the operands first onto the stack. That's the concept, guys. Okay. Hope you have understood. So now I have pushed these two variables. I mean, these two operands, A plus B. Again, do the same thing, guys. First, open braces. Then whatever you have popped first, I have popped first A. And then put the operator, that is plus in our case. And then put the second operand. And then put one close. And then push it back to the stack. So now what will happen is, these two, anyway, I have popped them out. Now this time, all we are going to have is bracket A plus B bracket. So I'm going to erase this, guys, for our next operation. Hope you have understood this. Our next character is actually multiply symbol. So if it is a multiply symbol, then it means it is operator. If it is an operator, first pop, then one more pop, put the operator in between, put open braces before, put close braces after. That's it, right? So I'm going to say first put one open braces, then first pop. First pop is nothing but bracket A plus B and then close. And then operator is multiply symbol. Then second pop is C minus D, one close braces, and then last close. Now this, we just have to again push it back to the stack. Now once we are pushing back to the stack, we don't have any other characters. So if we don't have any other characters, you just have to pop whatever in the stack, you just pop and display. That will be the correct answer. Why we have to use brackets before pushing the expression? That is because to maintain the priorities. For example, if you just don't do it, then B into C will get executed first, right? Without braces, B into C will get executed first because of your Board-Moss rule. Okay. So I'm going to repeat the last statement. So once we have performed this particular operation, guys, once we have performed this operation, again, I will push back the same thing to the stack. Now this time stack will not have this. You guys know this, right? So stack will not have this value because we have just popped it out, right? We have just popped it out. So this also will not be available. And even this will not be available, correct? Now if these both are not there, right, so these both are not there, and my only value in the stack will be this big expression what we have found out right now, correct? Only it will be like this big expression which we have found it, right, which we have completed it. Now if we have completed and then I have pushed it, this is the only element which is available in the stack, and the top for this will be 0, correct? Only one element is in the stack, means top will be in the 0, right? So when you come out of the for loop, you just have to pop it and then print the result. After performing all the characters, after visiting all the characters, you just have to pop and then display it. Remember guys, in question number 6, that's what we did. So after coming out of the entire for loop, we just have to pop out and then print it, right? Likewise, we are also going to do this. Okay. So let's get started for the code. Okay. So what I'm the change that we have to do here is, guys, listen here carefully. We the elements of the stack in the 6th question was integers, so that's why we created integer stack. But this time it is not integer, right guys? It is not integer. This time it is string. Now we very well know that if it is a string of unknown characters, unknown length, then we can use char star. Correct guys? If it is string, then we can use char star. If it is not known, how many characters are there? If it is not known, we are going to use char star. Okay, so I've changed it to char star. So that means if it is char star, then I can push only char star, correct? And I can pop only char star. As simple as that, guys. If it is a char star stack, I can push char star and then I can pop char star. If it is an integer stack, I can push integer and I can pop integers. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to change this all to char star. Okay, push, pop and return, everything I have changed it to char star. I'm doing it char star because our stack is going to have the entire string, right? This is not a single character, this is a whole bunch of strings, right? So that is why I'm doing it. Okay guys, so again I'm going to check if it is an operand or operator. I'm going to remove this entire code. Okay, so one by one I'm going to visit. Let me copy this. And initially let me print if I'm able to get all the characters onto the screen. Yeah, so I'm able to get all the characters onto the string, but I don't want them to be processed from left to right. I want them to be processed from right to left. That is because this is a prefix expression. That means I need to start from last, because the operator will be available in the front, which I cannot do anything about it, right? So I'll be able to, I need to start it from the length -1, and I need to go till 0. I need to go till 0 and I will get subtracted every time. So if I type this, you will be able to see that I'm able to print the array in reverse order. I hope this is clear, guys. Next, what I'm going to do is, okay, let us quickly have one function which returns integer. Maybe we'll name it this function as operator or not. Okay, so in which case it will be operator, guys? It will be operator only if it is multiply, division, like that, right? So again, I'm going to use switch for this. Switch, let's say OP. Now OP will be a character which is passed by someone. Okay, now if it is a plus operator, then I'm going to return true. True is 1. I'm going to return 1. Now if it is negation also, it is true. So I'm going to add one more case, true, and I'm going to add star, and then I'm going to add division. Okay, by default it is going to return 0, because if it is not matching any of these operator, then it will return 0. 0 means it will be false. That means it is not an operator. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here and check if each and every character is operator or not. Okay guys, so let me run this code and then check if it is working. Now guys, if you see, for all the characters it is coming 0, and if it is for operator, then 1 is coming as the output. So that means I am able to identify if it is an operator or not. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if guys, simple again, make sure that you are understanding this. If it is not an operator, you just have to push it. Okay, if it is not an operator, we just have to push it. So what I'm going to do is, if it is not an operator, you can do like this, or you can also use else part. So I'm going to use an else part now. So if it is not an operator, all I have to do is just push this particular character to the stack. Okay, so for that, all I have to do is push it to the stack. But here the problem, guys, if we have to push this thing to the stack is accepting, for pushing, the stack is accepting the strings. Okay, stack is accepting strings, but right now we have character, so both are mismatching, right? So we are passing a character, but we are accepting a string. So for that reason, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create one temporary variable. We'll do one thing. I'll create a temporary variable of size 2. Okay, and then out of this, first character will be str of I, and second character will be null, and I will pass temp. Guys, I'll again repeat why I'm doing, because we cannot pass str of I. Str of I is just a character. Okay, how can I make a string out of a character? I can make a string out of a character just by mentioning, guys, simple it is. So if str of I is actually A, okay, it's a single character, let's say. Okay, how do I make a character? How do I make a string out of it? If you just put like this, it becomes a string of 2 characters, right? And that's what I have done. So what I did is, I've taken one temporary character, I've taken one temporary string. So this could be a string which is empty, and temp of 0 is actually str of I, I'm making it as, and then temp of 1, I'm making it as null character, which denotes the end of a string. Okay, now let me just run the code, and let's check what is getting actually pushed. So I'll print here, pushing element. Okay, I'm just trying to print what we are pushing. So if you look at this, we have 4 different characters, A, B, C, and D. First is, it pushes D, then C, then B, and then A, because we are processing it from right to left. So we are able to push every element properly. Okay, so our first job is completed. We are able to push all the operators properly, but sorry, operands properly. But if it is operator, as we discussed, if it is an operator, first pop 2 things. So I'm going to pop 2 things. For that, I'm going to require 2 strings. Okay, like this. I'm going to pop 2 things, A and B. So I have popped these 2 elements, the top 2 elements, the first 2 elements I have popped. Now, once I have popped these two elements, what is the next step for me? Next step for me is to construct the big string, right? Along with that open braces, close braces, things like that, right? So for that, I am going to need the help of string class, string functions. So I have already kept that. So again, I'm going to take one temporary variable. So I'm going to allocate the size for it. Let me include one more library function, that is standard lib, in order to use malloc. I need stdlib. So I have taken stdlib. Okay, guys, one quick question. Let's say if I have D here and then C here, and then I'm getting plus. Okay, what is the string that we need to do here? C plus D. Okay, now if you observe this, it is 5 characters. So length of first pop, let's say length of A plus length of B. Okay, if I add these two, I will get only 2 characters, but I need 5 characters. That because we need to add one close braces, we need to add one operand, and we need to add one open braces. So that means I need 3 more characters, right? And that much space I need for a new string. So I'm going to take this and then say size of A plus size of B, or you can also include length of, because for characters it is same, right? So you can do string length of A plus string length of B plus 3. Okay, because we need one open braces and one close braces and one operator. Okay, so I'm going to say temp of 0 is going to have open braces. Okay, and after that we need to have the entire string, right? We need to have the entire string, which is A, correct? So for that we can use string concat temp comma A. So by this we will be able to copy the string, and then after that, guys, let's assume that till now what we have done is we have just completed this part. Okay, we have completed this part. Now we need one plus operator, right? So plus operator's position, this is 0, this is 0, this is 1, right? Now plus operator's position is 2. That means so the length of A plus 1 will be the plus operator's position. Okay, length of A is 1, so plus operator's position will be 2, correct? As simple as that, guys. So what I'm going to do is length of A plus 1 will be the operator. Operator is str of I, correct? This is the operator. Str of I is the operator. Then once that is done, I can copy temp to B. Okay, so till now what we have done, guys, we have added one plus and we have also added D. Okay, this is 2 and this is 3 now. Okay, now where should I add one close? I need to add one close at 4. That means length of A plus length of B will give me what, guys? 1 plus 1 is 2. But I need to add it in 4. That means where I would have added one close and then one plus. So that means I need to add 2 to it, right? Because I would have already added one close and one plus, right? Those are the 2 extra characters, right? So I need to add 2 to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say temp of string length of A plus string length of B plus 2 is equal to close braces. Now once this is done, I'm going to push temp, right? You guys remember, once we have this biggest return one, all we have to do is just push that. So just push that and then try executing it. Okay guys, so if you see here, oh, we are pushing the same thing again. So I'm going to check what we are popping here. So just hold on for a second. I'll be able to print what we are popping. Yeah guys, so we are popping the same element, so that is the problem here. So why we are popping the same element is because we are returning the star. Okay, so that is why it is printing where it is in the same. So if you try doing this one, for example, the top position, so if you see here, top position becomes -1 because when we are, so top position first is 0, and for -1 also it is giving us the same result, right? Stack of top is giving the same result. So that is because we are creating the stack which is of size like this. Okay, so I'm going to do what, I'm going to take this and then print it here by printing the top position as well. Then we will be able to see where we are pushing the elements. So if you see, 0th element is D, first element is C. So I'm going to take one more function and then display the entire stack by using one function. So this function code will also be available. This is just for displaying the entire stack. I have taken it. Okay. I'm just copying this display function, guys. So just hold on. I'll just, instead of typing, I'm just copying it. Okay. So 2 times return 0 is there. Yeah. So I've just taken the display function instead of char star. So if you see here, we don't need int value. So if you observe this one carefully, guys, so for what I did is I have also included one more function like display, just to kind of display what is there in the stack, so that I can get a hold of what is happening. So now if you observe this, whenever I am printing this particular stack, I am pushing first D, and then after that I am pushing C, and then after that I have got plus operator. So when I got plus operator, what I am trying to do is I am popping these two elements, and then I am printing C minus D. That means I am constructing this entire string. For example, I am constructing the string like open braces with close braces, and in between that I am having one whatever the operator that I want. After that I am pushing B, and then I am pushing A. So once I am pushing B and A, after that I have got one operator, that is plus. So when I am getting plus operator, I am able to get A plus B here. So that is what this particular stack is having. Okay. So I've included the display function here. So you can see here, I am displaying for every time I'm displaying the stack. This is what is stack contents are. Okay. Now once that is done, I am popping these two values because I have got multiply operator. So if I have got the multiply operator, what I have to do is I have to pop two elements. I am popping two elements again, with that is nothing but this and this, meaning this and then this I will be popping. A plus B and C minus D, I will be popping these two. And once I am popping these two, I am putting an operator in between, that is multiply operator, and I am again pushing back the same thing. Now at the end, what I am trying to do is I am just printing the popped value. So when I am printing the popped value, the final expression is getting printed. Now, in order to show you guys, I have used the display function. Now I'm going to comment everything. So I have commented the display function also. Now let's try executing this. Now directly if you see, you will be getting A plus B into C minus D. So if you want, we will also share the display function so that you can just check if we have to, how is the working of the stack internally. Okay. How is that particular stack is getting executed. Okay. So guys, you can try for this input also. You should be able to get this output. If anything else, then the logic might be possibly wrong. Okay. All we have to do is just go from right to left, because since this is an prefix expression. Prefix expression means operators will be in the front. Okay. You have to start from the back. So when you are starting from the back, if it is operand, you just have to push it to the stack. If it is operator, pop two elements, add braces, and then put the operator in between, and then do it. Okay. If you are coding this in Java, you can use plus operator for concatenating two strings. If you are using C, then you can use strcat. Okay. In TCS Ninja, you will be allowed to use string functions. There is no doubt about it. Okay. You will be able to use string.h if you are using C. If you are using C, you can use string.h. But they might not allow you to use stack.h or linklist.h, and if you are using in CPP. Okay. So if you are in CPP, you might not be able to use that. But if you are in C, then you can use string.h, stdlib.h or stdio.h. All these basic things will be available. Even math.h will be available for you. Okay guys, so just a quick review of what we discussed today. So we discussed few problems based on pointers and functions, which takes the help of stack at the background. So we discussed 5 problems, and then we did one postfix expression evaluation, and we also did another one which converts prefix to infix, okay, which converts prefix expression into infix expression. We also discussed the logic for how do we check if it is a balanced bracket or not, okay. So we tried all of this, and then around 1:30, guys, the entire code will be available as a zip file in the description below this particular video, okay. Just check around 1:30, you should be able to get the zip files which has all the codes and then questions in that, okay. So thanks a lot, guys. Hope this video was helpful. Hope this webinar was fruitful for you guys, and all the best for your TCS Ninja. So if you have not subscribed till, so you can just hit on a subscribe button. So even we are planning to give you more videos on tech and then apti content as well, okay. Aptitude, that means quantitative section and verbal section, plus programming logic and coding sections. So the videos will be available there as well, okay. So please check it out, guys, for the link of the zip file, and also just subscribe. So once you are subscribing, you will be getting notifications about when we are conducting the next webinar. Not just that, you can click on that notification bell icon, and then if you like this video, just hit that like button, okay. So see you guys soon with the next programming section and coding section videos. Stay tuned for more sessions in technical as well as in aptitude. Bye bye, guys. All the best.